Hello, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our Tuesday live. It's great to have you guys on.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, very, very good. How can everybody hear us? If you're on, just pop us a message to say you can see us and you can hear us, and so forth. Mayor, also, I've sent you on Instagram a request which you can add, so then we'll stream on Instagram. Whoever is online, tell us you see us and hear us. We have Dustin here and Svenja, an amazing, amazing couple that we know for many, 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 many years. Family of Guaranteed Prosperity for a long time. Dustin creates the best Guaranteed Prosperity t-shirts. I mean, so yeah, Anna's here. She said, "Wow, it's so nice to see everyone. We can see you well and hear all four speakers. Amazing. That's all we needed." So to get started, I just would like, just in a very general way, if you can tell us a little bit about, in 30 seconds, kind of wins that you've had from working with Guaranteed Prosperity, and we can start with Svenja.
That's short. Okay, I'll do my best.
Yes, I know it's a
Um,
lot to condense into 30
it is.
seconds.
It is. Well, the biggest I've been learning from Mayor about 7 years. The biggest thing I've learned is to just flunk and reset in every area of my life. Just let it go, start over, try again, and I can create whatever I want whenever I want. I don't. Well, that's basically my biggest one. Flunk and reset. It's a life changer, life saver.
Okay.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Dustin.
Okay. Well, I've been working for Mayor for a long time too, and he's helped me in pretty much every aspect of my life. That's for sure. He helped me with my business. He came into my life really when I was really struggling with my business, and then same with personal life and relationships. Even before Sven and I got together, I was in a really low place with my relationship and at the time, and he helped me with that, but not in a way. Obviously, I didn't stay in the relationship, but that was the big help. And I just find that Mare is great at connecting all aspects of my life together, whether it be my family, my business, at all these different areas in my life. He shows how they all work with each other and how they all need to improve, or else one will drag the others down, and things like that. So it's really good to connect any areas that you're having problems with. Mayor knows how to make them all work together.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Yeah,
Thank
amazing. And we wanted to, I mean, Abba, do you have anything that you wanted to add or say quickly before?
Yes, Svenja and Dustin have amazing relationship, amazing children, beautiful. The way that they raise their children, I wish I was raised like that. It's really beautiful. And they can apply, they learn and apply. And the relationship is not something easy to create if you don't know. But once you've learned, it's a beautiful thing. It's easy. Relationship, once you know, is easy. And if it's difficult, it's just an indication you don't know. No one taught you how to create a relationship. They don't teach it in school or anywhere. And that's what we do.
That's beautiful. It's so true. It's so true. You guys are amazing. In the last live seminar that we had in Canada, you guys were we bonded on a deeper level than ever, and it was amazing. You guys are amazing. So I'm very excited for today, and I'd love to kind of kick things off with maybe your first sort of high level top thing that comes to mind, sort of questions about relationship. Obviously we want to talk about communication, but communication in relationships is can be the easiest thing in the world or the most difficult. It can be the person you have the most beautiful connection with and talk about things you never talk with anyone, but it can also be subjects that are really hard to actually tackle. Sometimes you want to say something about another one of, I don't know, you want to say something about your significant other and they don't take it the right way, or you want to get something off your chest and they don't take it the right way, or you want to do something with, I don't know, I don't have kids, but I imagine with the kids, and it's hard to discuss, right? So that's the subject really here, and I would let you guys kind of take it away on that line of questioning. Mayor, you're on the stand.
Okay, so what's the question?
Well, that's over for you guys to start.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Ladies first.
I feel like the biggest issue with communication, and we're still working our way through that also, is just to get reminded by something the partner says about the past or oneself, or something you've experienced with other partners, and to separate that from the actual moment and the thing you want to communicate and bring about, and you want the other person to hear you. I think that is a really, really tricky one, and I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, just to separate this trigger from the actual thing you want to bring across to the other person.
What's the question?
um well, you taught us some handlings, just like a general handling that people could apply easily. So
I'm not fully understanding the question. I'm sorry.
okay, so if you talk to your partner and you want to talk about an issue you have, but you get mixed up with things your ex did or something from the past, and you recreate the situation, you're not actually communicating with that person at the moment. And I feel a lot of people cannot separate this. They don't see that they're triggered in the moment, so they cannot bring across what they want to say.
Okay, so you want to say something, but you say something else instead of what you want to say. That's basically you asking how to handle that.
Yeah, basically
I
you're
want to say
recreating an
A,
old
but
situation.
you say B. Is that the question? Gali, am I missing the question? Do you understand the question?
If I understand correctly, what you're asking is essentially, let's say I want to talk to let's say we're in a relationship, Svenja and I want to talk to Svenja about something right now in the present. But if I understand correctly, Svenja doesn't actually hear me about the present. Svenja thinks I'm talking about something from her past or my past, and I'm bringing it into the now as opposed to what's right now. Is
So
that the
basically,
question?
the question: what's happening if I talk to a person and I talk to him about A and he answer about B, C, and D, because something get turned on.
Exactly.
Okay, good. So how do you handle restimulation? Basic. Okay, good. So okay, so when you talk to a person, you have two sides. The first side is the side that communicate. The side that communicate is the side that's responsible for what the other person will get. So if I get to you and you get triggered, it is my responsibility. So first of all, the first thing to understand is that the person that utter the words is the person that's responsible for the response from the other side. When we separate that, and there's no question about it, so if I tell you something and I trigger something with you, I cannot blame you for that because I know it's me. Okay? So that's the first thing to understand. Okay? So from my viewpoint, from the person that communicating, I need to be able to say something, see the response, see what the other person can take easily, and give him only that. And after you are with the person, I think you're together for about 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. 5, 10 years, am I right?
15.
15.
15? Okay. After
Yeah.
15 years, you know what triggers him. Don't use it. Because it's you that say it. So this is from the viewpoint of the person that communicating. Now, from the viewpoint that the person that receive, if he get restimulated, it's only because of one reason. If I say to you, I went out with Jonah, and you say, oh, you also went out with your girlfriend, and you go all crazy. Uh, from the person that get crazy, he needs to know that the only reason that he get crazy is because it reminded him of a sin he committed that he's still hiding. So we have two sides. So the communicator person don't want to turn fire. You don't need to throw fuel into the fire. And you know that. So you telling to the person only what he can easily experience. And from the person that received, once he gets re-stimulated, he needs to start taking responsibility and handling. And there is a specific way to handle what did I do that caused me to want to shoot you? Because if I want to shoot you, it's not because of what you've done, it's only because of what I did. So as you can see, I always look at what is my responsibility. I never blame the other person, because when I blame someone, I say, God will help me to explain how you are to blame at what I've done, 3 fingers towards me. It is always you. No one can hurt you, upset you, or do anything to you other than you. So, 2 sides. Number one, you need to realize who you're living with, and until the other person get handle his own craziness, you give him only what he can easily take. And the other person, the same thing. Once you see that you get crazy, you need to handle it. And the only reason, there's no other reason, you are hiding something. And then from both sides, you need to be able to experience anything. So you have, number one, remove the lies, and number two, increase your horsepower, which means you can handle anything. Someone can come to me and tell me, you are a dirty Jew. And I said, no problem. Tell me where is the closest shower. I'll go and take a shower. No, I don't take it too seriously. So I'm dirty. I will go and take a shower. You know, nothing can faze me. Someone can tell me anything. Nothing can faze me. So you need to be in a position where you understand that words are only words, so the other person cannot faze you, but also help the other person by you being cause over your communication and being cause over your reaction. Okay?
Wow.
Amazing.
So I have a question about that.
In relationship, that, and it's very clear. The person getting upset with you, don't even talk. There's nothing to talk. He upset with you, the only thing that you can say is, I understand. And you understand he has something he's hiding. She's getting upset with you, you understand. She committed the sin and she doesn't know how to handle it. I understand. Nothing else, just acknowledgement. Nothing else. Anything else that you do, you're going to create a third world war. And it's going to end with nuclear fusion. It's not so good.
Yes. And I have a question along that line. But first, Svenja, did that answer that for you? At least
100%. And again, it's simple.
yeah. Amazing. Okay, and then Dustin will jump to you in a sec, but just on this line. So you have the person who is issuing the communication. Now they know it's going to upset the person, right? What if you need to say something to them that you want to say, you want to get it off your chest, but you know it's going to upset them? For example, let's say I have a bad gambling issue, and we've talked about it, and I always go and I gamble, and then I say I won't, and then I gamble again. And now I want to tell them, listen, I gambled last night. But you know it's going to piss them off. What do you do?
So 2 things. Number one, you need to prepare the person and tell him, look, not at the moment that you want to tell him. Yes, you need to prepare the person and tell him, look, I spoke to you about my problem, and I have that problem, and I need your help. And you come to an agreement with them that you will do your best. You're not going to promise them things that you cannot hold. You don't tell them, I will never gamble again. Yes, you tell them, I'll do my best. Every time that something like that happen, we will sit and handle it, and I will improve. So I need your help, and I need you to help me. And if the other person make a big show out of you doing something not all right, it's because he's doing something not all right as well. There is no one that can handle all his problems just like that. You have a problem with A, this universe, the way that it works, it takes time. What you can do to speed it up and actually handle it, not by you withholding yourself, is come to one of the seminars, learn the tools that help you to remove those urges. And the moment that you've learned those tools, all of a sudden it's not a problem. You don't need to fight. So I say that many people tell me, look, I'm a drug addict and I stopped using, but I'm still a drug addict. It's not handling. You didn't handle. If you learn the actual tools, you will stop it, full stop, never again. But you need the tools. With other tools, the other side, your spouse, your partner, have to work with you and realize it's not easy without tools. That's why we're teaching what we're teaching, because without the tools, the person almost have no hope. You have a person with gambling issue, he will continue to gamble. And the only thing you can do is help him, understand him, don't make him wrong. Come to a new agreement with him. He will mess up again. Come to a new agreement with him. Believe in him again. See the good in him. See the good in him, and get him to, as soon as possible, get him into one of the seminars so he learned the tools on how to actually handle the source of the problem. So the basic idea is, if you have a repeating problem, you did not find the source of the problem.
Amazing. That's amazing. That's answered it for me. If anybody else listening had that, I think it answered it for you as well. And yeah, that's great, Dustin. I want to jump to you. I just want to read what everyone's saying on the chat, just
Yeah,
to
no
tell them
worries.
that we're with them as well. So just from the top, really quick, Margaret's here, and she said, "Hear and see you perfectly. So good to see Dustin and Svenja." And Arjuna said, "Hello. You have two incredible guests today, in addition to your handsome selves. Thank you, Arjuna."
Oops, hold on. Kali disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. Itza said, "Good afternoon." Margaret, yes, can hear us. Facebook user, best relationship training on the planet. And hello from another user. And hi, Mayor Ezra from another user. Lizette, valuable to hear. Thank you. Someone else said, so powerful. Margaret, yes, absolutely. Come to the seminars and you will get all the tools you need to handle your relationships. Fantastic. Jenna said, yes, very true. Hi, Jenna. And Poonam said, hi. And okay, we have a question from Arjuna, which I want to get to, but let's go to Dustin and then we'll go over Arjuna's question.
Okay.
Okay, Dustin, over to you.
Okay.
Uh,
Trying to. So my question, I gotta try to figure out how to frame this as a question, is when Svenja and I are trying to have a conversation, or I want to bring something like you just said. Actually, it's kind of like you asked my question for me, Gal. So I'm trying to figure out another way to ask it. But it was like, if I have something I want to talk to Svenja about, how do I do it in a way where it's something, it's my personal feeling, but it's about something that I feel Svenja is doing to me, or just doing in general, that I don't feel is like optimal and pro survival. How can I talk to her without her feeling attacked or like criticized in some way, when I don't feel like I'm being treated properly, or if she's doing something that doesn't feel pro survival? How can I talk to her in a way without sized, or like I got judgment on her or something like that? I just want to talk about something that.
Okay, good. So the better the condition of the person, the less he feel criticized. When a person is in a very good condition, if you go to God and you tell him, look, you don't know how to cook, God will tell you, I understand. He will not say, I feel criticized. Yes? If you go to someone very, 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 very low emotionally, if you tell him, I need you to move the chair, he will feel criticized. Anything will make him feel terrible. So the actual handling is to improve the condition of the person. So this is the actual handling. Practically, what you do while this is happening, you ask questions. You don't tell them. That's number one. And the best way to do that is by setting up a good example. If Svenja don't do something for you like you want, you have at least 2,000 things that you don't do like she wants. So if you will set up a good example, you will not need to talk to her. And if both of you will have the viewpoint of, I'm setting up a good example, I don't care what she's doing wrong, I'm setting up a good example. And if you'll be a little bit patient, you will see that she's improving. And all you have to do is to really acknowledge any improvement. So instead of telling her what's wrong, set up a good example and find what's right with her, and you will see the magic. The instinct will be to tell her what's wrong. It will destroy everything that you can imagine. But if you will go and actually set up a good example, you will see that she will change magically. But as long as you will acknowledge the small, minute improvements on her side. And the basic principle is if you find something wrong with someone, you're doing 10,000 things like the other person, but you don't see that you're doing it. I'll give you an example, okay? I was once late to a meeting. And when I arrived to that meeting, the person that I came to see him went crazy. How could you be late? Crazy, but crazy, crazy. And I'm talking about very, like, serious guy. Like he's a board member in one of the big companies in Israel. He's sitting on many boards, not on one, but that specific was a specific company. He is, I think he's like, he was 65, 68 years old at that time, dressed nicely, but he was upset, like really, really upset. So first of all, when he was upset, I know that there's no one home. And whatever he said, I said, I understand. I can hear you. Wow. Thank you for telling me. Just acknowledge. Yes, just acknowledge, because I know it's not him. This is some machine that talks. So we need to turn off the machine. You turn off the machine by acknowledgement. And once he finished, I said, look, I want to tell you something. You probably never late for any meeting. He says, true, I never late. I'm always on time, especially not more than 10 minutes. And I said, okay, thank you. Perfect. Tell me, how are you with answering emails? How are you with handling your credit cards? How are you with telling your wife about things that you should have told her a long time ago? How are you? And I've started to ask him all kind of things to show him that he's actually late in all other areas of his life. So he's making a big deal about being on time into a meeting. And when I'm late, what I actually do, I turn on, unbeknown to him, all the things that he is late in his life. And once he really realized that he is really, all his life is in a delay, he realized why he was upset. So when you're upset with someone, when you're upset with anything, regardless of all the proofs that you have, you're upset because of what you're doing, not because of what the other person done. Because if you're not doing something bad or something similar, someone did something bad, it would take you 20 seconds, and there is the law that says that for any crime, there is the law of how do you call it, Gali? You
What
know
do you
that
mean?
it's expired. So
Statute of limitations.
sorry.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, statute of limitation, exactly. So for every crime that you do, there's a statute of limitation. So in a relationship, in life, you should have that your statute of limitation should not be more than 4 minutes. If you're slow, 4 hours. If it is your wife, 4 days. Yes, but quickly. It has to be quickly. You cannot hold to it for 30 years or 30 months.
for those people that don't know, the statute of limitations is a legal thing that, for example, if you committed a tax fraud, but it was 7 years ago, if 7 years have passed, they cannot pursue you. It's over. 7 years have passed, you cannot go back and pursue that. And so that's an example. And different crimes have different levels of statute of limitations.
Yeah. So basically, in relationship, I said that there's a statute of limitation. If you're very able, it is 20 seconds. And the worse you are, the more you're holding to something that your daddy done when you are 4 years old, and you are now 70 years old. Seriously. More or less by the age of 6, you should let it go. Enough. How much you can hold for some nonsense? Never mind how bad it seems to you today. What for? How does it hold you to continue to make your dad wrong? You do that because you are doing something similar. You are committing a similar sin to what he's done to you. And as much as it sounds, no, not me, I've been handling tens of thousands of people, never found someone that didn't actually did something similar to what he was complaining against. Never. So,
So
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Gali.
So I have a couple I know, and the guy likes.
Yes.
I have a friend, yeah, inside joke. So I have a friend. I have a couple that I know, and he plays a lot of video games. She doesn't really like it. Then there's now she's relatively productive, so she wants him to not play video games on the couch all day. Okay, um, so that's on the one hand. On the one hand, what is she doing similar? She's pretty productive. That's the one part. The second part is you mentioned that when there's an improvement, she should validate that. But how do you validate the improvement without actually making them wrong? So, for example, now he didn't play video games that night. How does she say to him, like, hey, I really like that tonight you spent time with me as opposed to playing video games? And then he's like, oh, here we go again. It's about the video game. And then there's a whole big thing. You know what I mean?
Why as opposed to video game? Why not just, it was an amazing night. Thank you. I've enjoyed every second. I love you.
Yeah.
Why
I
do we
see.
need the make wrong at
Right.
the same
I see.
time?
Yeah.
So he's playing video games and he's not productive, and she's complaining about it. Yes. So I don't know exactly what she's doing, but she has something that she's doing that she feels that she is not exactly productive, and it can be that she didn't really wanted to be with him, and she's with him for the wrong reason. It can be that she lied to him about something that she should have done, but she didn't do. It can be a million things. It can be something from past life. It can be many things. But there is something there that make her see that as a bad thing. Now, he's sitting on the couch and he's not producing. So what? What's the problem? Why is it a problem for me? If my wife will be in front of the TV all day long doing nothing, wonderful, quiet. Why is it a problem?
Yeah. I mean, for them specifically, should I go into it, or should we just leave it?
Let's just have a look. Yes.
Okay, so for them specifically, what happens is that when she is then productive, he feels bad. So literally, he'll say, "Oh, now, what? I just come be with me on the couch, or come hang out." Like he tries to, come be with me, right? As opposed to, good. You go, you work. I'm chilling here on the couch.
Okay, so they need to sit down and communicate about what they do with their time. So the problem is not him sitting at the couch. The problem is that they cannot come to an agreement of when they do things together and when they do things separately.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
first thing in handling any problem is actually defining what the actual problem is.
Yeah,
The problem is not that he's sitting on the couch. Actually, she wants him to be on the couch when she is producing.
yeah. It's less
When he's
resistance.
sitting on the couch.
Mm,
So they need to sit down and figure out some plan together, what they want to achieve, what they want to do together, and what they don't want to do together. So there's basically, what I'm sure is that there's not enough data. There is some missing data.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know the full picture, but
Yeah,
that's just the surface level. But I get the point. Yeah,
yeah. There's something they're missing, because why they cannot just sit? Because if she doesn't want him in sometimes, and then he wants her in another time, obviously there is something here, that lack of coordination. They don't
yeah,
actually communicate.
yeah, yeah.
Bring
And in
them to
this
the center, they will learn.
exactly, for sure. In this hypothetical example, now let's say she never wanted to be with him in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're together and they want to make it work. How does anyone, speaking of communication, how does somebody tackle that kind of a subject? Do you say that to the
You go
person?
first of all. You go first of all, and you need to do a private handling for yourself, to handle your spiritual condition. Because if you are with someone, if you close someone, although you don't want him, so if you close him to be with you, or if you agree to be with someone and you don't really want him, and you living on this withhold, you are hiding this thing, your life and his life will be a misery. So you really have to handle yourself. Once you handle yourself, you will figure out a way how to come clean. And if it means that you need to separate, you will separate, as long as you don't have children. You'll separate. And if you do have children, you need to re-establish what is your actual purpose. And people are together for the purpose, to bring about a purpose, not just to be together because some two chemicals met in the crossroad and say, hey, let's connect. Yes, it's not some accidents of two chemicals meeting accidentally somewhere and say, "Oh, we want to connect." No, there's much more than that.
Right, right. Yeah, 100%. There's a
But you will
bigger part.
definitely need to do some handling.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. That answers that for me. I want to go to the questions, but I feel that Svenja and Dustin, I want you guys to speak if you have more that you want to say. I don't want to cut you out. As
No,
you
this is great. I'm loving this.
Yeah, I love it.
okay, is there before I check, is there any questions that you have or things you want to add?
Mayor, would you be willing to share? I mean, we know some of the handlings, but if you catch yourself and you know, oh my, oh, there's something I'm doing similar. Is there like a quick handling that we can do? Like you say, if I feel like, oh, I'm getting triggered, there's something there. What can I do in that situation? Should I remove myself? What should I do?
Okay, it's really depend on the condition of the person. Yes, where he is spiritually. If you're in a very very good condition, the moment that you've learned the data, you will not do it out anymore. If you're in a good condition and you discover that you did that, all you have to do is realize that it is, acknowledge it to yourself, and stop doing it. So instead of telling you just, okay, I love you. Actually, you are so cute. I never seen someone so cute. But I'm pissed off with you. Look what you've done. I know, but I love you. I love you even when you are upset. No, don't tell me that. Don't use these tactics on me. I'm not using this tactic on you. I'm just trying to get you to bed. you know.
That's a good handling. I like that.
So if you really continue to put admiration there, it will go away. If you are in a lower condition and you cannot control yourself, you need to tell the person, look, I feel that I'm doing things that harming this conversation. I need few minutes. Do you mind if I would go out for a few minutes? You go out, look around, touch some trees, whatever. Just look around, and when you relax, come back, apologize, explain that you are not your own, you are not yourself, and you want to restart, and you will do everything you can to be more caring and willing, and things will improve just by you deciding that, okay, I'm restarting, and from now on I'm going to be more caring and more willing. I don't promise that everything will go amazing, that I will not get triggered, but I'm telling you I'll do my best. And get yourself as soon as possible to the relationship seminar.
That's beautiful. I like it.
Good.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. By the way, can you guys see me or is my screen frozen?
Nope, we can see you.
Oh,
You're
okay.
good.
Okay, perfect, Perfect. So let me quickly read some of these questions here. So Anna, first of all, said Gall and Mayer coordinated their shirts today. Yes, it does here. So um, Poonam is here. She said hi. And okay, the question from Arjuna: what happens in a business situation where you don't have the time or the money to allow them to treat their mistake over and over? So we talked about the person with a gambling issue, you know, that you are going to work with them on it and you're going to help them and you understand they have a gambling issue. But when it's time and money, it's business or whatever, what do you do?
Okay, so in a business area, you take a person on, and the first thing you do, you train him. You need to train him, and if you don't train him, you will mess up. So most of the time, people are messing up because they have not been trained. As part of the thing, as part of your responsibility as a business owner, is when you're hiring someone, you need to spot if he has any out ethics situation, gambling, drugs, whatever, any stealing, you name it, any out ethics situation. And if he does have that thing, you need to evaluate and decide: is your business is in the business of fixing those kind of situation, and do you have the tools or not? Now, if this person has been with you for a while and you invested a lot in him, and he has a gambling issue, uh, it's worth for you to invest in him, in fixing him. And but you need his agreement to be fixed, to handle this. If he actually willing to fix it, and if he's willing to pay for the fixing, you don't pay for the fixing. He needs to pay for it. Then you invest some, and he invests some in fixing his addiction or whatever it is. So this is the general thing. But I agree that the business is not a place for spiritual enhancement. Spiritual enhancement in business is there only for the productive, not for the useless. So we are not going to reward you for being useless and give you all kind of help and fix you, etc., etc. Of course, if you want, if you are willing and you're willing to pay for it and you're willing to do the extra work and for sure we'll help you.
What if you have staff? It's a great answer, by the way. What if you have staff that are super amazing? They're great, but they don't really care to do training and things like that.
Okay, so I don't care if they don't really care to do training, but they produce. As far as I'm concerned, they can sit with the tequila on the beach all day long. But produce, but
Okay.
produce.
Yeah.
I don't care. They can do that by telepathy. I'm quite happy.
As long as there's
But if they
production.
don't produce, then I don't ask them if they want to be trained. It's either you train or I put you on a train.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Margaret said the majority of my relationship problems have been made better, if not solved, by applying this. Acknowledging your spouse is the best problem solver in the world. Works magic. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Marriage probably the most important thing to understand is few words. You just need to learn a few words. One is understand. Another one is okay. I heard you. Okay, thank you. Just learn to acknowledge. If you know how to acknowledge, you will turn off your spouse craziness and you will open the door for communication. So
I
you need
have,
to
yeah, go on, go on.
identify times when you talk to your spouse and times when you talk to his demons. His demons is not him. So when you talk to the demons, you want to shut down the demons, and you shut down the demons by acknowledgement. They're telling you, you are stupid. Thank you. Oh, you Jew, I'm so sorry Hitler did not burn you. I said, thank you. I understand he didn't because he was saving on gas bill. So that's why he didn't burn me. Whatever, yes, whatever they say, you just answer. You tell them, I understand. You don't need to agree. You don't need to do nothing. You just need to understand what they say and to let them know that you understand what they say. It doesn't mean that it's logical. It doesn't mean that you agree. Nothing. Just, okay, thank you for telling me. I understand. If you can do that, you will see that magically your spouse will become sane. And if
Mm,
not, he will become insane and on steroids.
Amazing. Amazing. There's a couple more questions, but Dustin Svenja, do you have anything you wanna ask or add before I jump there?
Nope, that's awesome. He's got the
Great.
perfect answer. There's nothing to add to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
I
love
know.
it.
I agree. I agree. Okay, great. Mitch said, "What do you do when one partner is living from fear and constantly criticizing the other?"
Okay, so when a person is in fear, the word fear mean an unwillingness to communicate or an inability to communicate. Fear is a state of imperception. The person do not perceive, and that's why he's afraid. So when a person is not perceiving and he criticize, you need to know that what he says do not come from him, because you've got a blind person and tell you, I see this and I see that and I see that. Now, if a blind person will come to you, I see a lion in the room, and the lion is going to eat you. You know the person is blind, so you don't take it seriously, and you just say, okay, thank you, honey, thank you for telling me. You acknowledge. The same thing, when a person is in fear, it's worse than a person that is blind. Why? Because a person that blind knows that he's blind. But a person that is fear,
Hmm.
he's blind, but he think he can see.
Hmm.
So it's worse than a blind person. And if you are not insane yourself, you'll be able to see it, separate him from his behavior, and acknowledge that criticism and not actually take it personally. It will not hurt you. It's like a person that blind tell you there is an elephant here. Does it going to affect you? Not unless if you're insane. If you yourself is insane, he tells you there's an elephant, you'll start to run away. But if you're not, you say, okay, fine. It's a shame. The guy is a little bit out. Let me help him. So the same thing. A person in fear, he criticizes you. Thank you for telling me. Wow. I really appreciate the words that you say. I'm sure you put a lot of thought into it. Well done for saying it. Thank you for telling me. I understand. Great. That's all. And you will destimulate that person. You'll make him less cuckoo. And at one point, he will tell you, you know, you are so nice. Can you help me with something? Now he's talking sense. The moment that he talks sense, then you tell him whatever you want to tell him, but on a very, very low gradient. Only what he can take. Very low gradient. As much as you think, divide by 1,000, and then divide by 2, and then by 2 again, and that's the gradient.
Amazing. And as a response, Mitch said, first of all, he said thank you, and he said that was very helpful. What about when the fearful parent is criticizing the kids? How do you help / protect the kids?
Okay. So the kid don't need to protect, don't need protection and don't need anything. Uh, because what hurt you is not what people do for you. It is what you did to other people. I've seen kids uh, growing in the worst condition, but if the hands of the kids are clean, they become amazing. And in the same family, in the same condition, I see the kids that the hands were dirty and their life become miserable. What's the difference between the two kids? The kid with the clean hand, don't blame his parents. He feels sorry for them. He wants to help them, but he doesn't blame them. Even if they were the worst. Small kids, yes, small kid, big kid, beautiful kid, ugly kids, irrelevant.
And
If the
yeah,
kid
yeah,
if,
go on.
if the kid has a clean hands, if the kids don't commit sins continuously, if he's not a liar, cheater, blah blah blah, he will not have any complaints against his parents. He will understand the cuckoo. There's a crazy person that said there is an elephant in the house. So they said there is an elephant in the house. So what? Yes. So they say you are stupid. Thank you for telling me. Yes. So this is when you have a person that with clean hands, and if not, if the hands are not clean, the kid will hold to that and will explain to you how this thing destroys his life for millions of years, and he nonsense. No one can do anything to you other than you. That's the bad news and the good news. Because if someone can do something to you, you can do nothing about it. But if you realize that no one can do anything to you other than you, then you can fix it.
Yeah.
The
Amazing.
moment
Amazing.
that you start to blame, if I blame you, you become cause, I'm an effect, and I'm now in your mercy. And if you are a very bad mother or father to me, and now I'm blaming you, I say you are a bad mother, and I'm giving you all the causation, and I'm in effect. No, more or less 10 minutes after it happened, statute of limitation, next, you finish, yeah.
Yeah.
And your
Amazing.
mother father is still doing it every day, they say, oh, you are such a stupid kid. And you say, thank you for telling me. I really appreciate that you grew me so far. And for any complaint, please contact the manufacturer.
Exactly. Yeah, that's amazing. And Mitch said, thanks, very helpful. Lizette, that's powerful. Jenna, wow, beautiful. You explained that perfect. Margaret, so much hope for an absolutely beautiful relationship. And earlier, Alex Mack said that's insightful. And the one other question that we have on here is from Anna. She said, are there any important or key topics a family or husband and wife should be talking about to keep the relationship happy and healthy?
I saw that one.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything that you feel that you need to hide, you should talk about.
Anything you feel that you hide, and that's the one thing that people
Anything
don't
that you
understand.
think that you should hide, if you
Yeah.
think that you should hide it, you need to talk about it.
Hmm.
All the rest is not important.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's the toughest for people to talk about. So
Of
how do
course,
you do?
that's why all the relationship are messed up, because you talk about anything but not about what you want to talk, so you're actually not talking. I want to tell you I love you, and I tell you that I want to see you, and I tell you that I want this, and I find fault with you, and I do this, but I don't tell you I love you, or I don't tell you I hate you. So I say everything but what I want to say. So the more I say, the more in a bind I am, because I'm lying to you continuously. Every time I tell you something, but not what I know that I should tell you, I'm actually lying to you. I mislead you. Continuously mislead you. Continuously. It's fraud.
Amazing, amazing.
That is amazing.
It's a bitter pill for people to swallow, I think, but it's what you need to hear. And
I'm
I
here to
think that
tell you
there's,
the truth, not to tell you what you want to hear. What you want to hear brought you into this problem. That's why you're in this, in these interviews. That's why you're
yeah,
listening to this live, because you have a problem there. You're not here because everything is beautiful.
100%, 100%. Susanna said very helpful, and Maria said, "Thank you for telling me. Oh yeah, because and a great one. Check the manufacturer. Yeah, she like lots of laughing faces. And about this latest topic, Jenna asks. And by the way, I think with Dustin or Svenja, if you can mute yourself during, there's a bit of background noise, um, just in the pauses. So Jenna had a question. What if the other one is hiding something and not talking about it? How do you bring it up?
Ah, so if you are hiding something, and I know about it, now I'm hiding something.
Wow. Yeah. True.
So
Yeah.
I'm
So
hiding something. I mean, the same now. So what I need to bring up is, look, I've heard about that. I know about that, and the guy will go crazy, and you now use your most powerful F-16. I understand. Thank you. Okay. Wow. It sounds easy, but it's the most difficult thing to do, and you need to train that. And we're teaching that how to do that. Part of the relationship seminars that we're doing is to teach you how to handle attacks.
yeah.
How do you actually someone shooting you? How do you? It's your son. How do you don't shoot back? Because you
Mhm.
know it's not actually him.
Yeah. And also, I think when you bring it up with the person, it's also how do you do it in such a way so as to not make them wrong, but yet communicate about it. Because it
Mhm.
very quickly can be, I heard about that to make them wrong. And then it's an explosion. But if you know how to approach
Purpose
it,
is to make them wrong. You are not communicating. Communication. The purpose of communication is to bring love. If the purpose is to make you wrong, you bring hate. The purpose of communication is to bring love, to bring affinity. You want people closer. If my purpose in the communication is to make you wrong, my purpose is to bring about hate, even if I don't say it.
yeah, amazing, yeah.
And now,
Perfect.
once the two sides know that, let's say someone sit in a seminar and they learn that when I make you wrong, my purpose is to make you hate me, and my purpose is to hate you. And we know that, blah, 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 and we go into an argument, and you know that, and you say, 1 second, hold on. If the purpose is to make me hate you, then continue. If you want to hate me, then continue. And both sides need to really be strong and acknowledge. And if you acknowledge enough, you will see that the person will somehow get hold of his senses, and you will discover the law that I'm saying for a long time, that people are perfect, you are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not you. And the purpose of the acknowledgement is to handle what is not you so we can see you. And when you are there, no problem.
That's amazing, beautiful. I love that. And yeah, we have a few people that said, "Wow, fascinating truth. This is gold, true." And then, okay, we have another question. How are we doing time-wise?
We've got another few minutes.
Okay, another few minutes. So really quick, I want to tell everybody that's on Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. South African time, more or less 3 p.m. European time. We're doing a live seminar. Mayor is doing a live seminar, and anybody can tune in to it online, even though it's going to be a live seminar. So the link to that is gprosperity.com/relationships. It's like $5 to $10 for the ticket, and it's all about
Wow.
relationships.
Expensive, Gali.
I know we made it a little too pricey because we just wanted to keep everyone out. No, we made it super affordable so anybody can come. And that's the purpose, is to get this information far and wide. And that's gprosperity.com/relationships. And you can register and get much more of this kind of stuff, but in front of an audience, and it's going to be interactive and amazing. And even if you're online, you can ask questions and somebody will read it out and so forth. So that's just about that really quickly. I'll read William's question, but before that, again, I want to give Dustin and Svenja an opportunity.
Can you put the link on?
I'm not able to type here, unfortunately, but I'll read it again it's G for guaranteed, the letter G, prosperity.com/relationships. If you struggle to find it, DM us on Instagram, write to us. We'll get you there. Okay. You're muted, Dustin.
Maybe somebody else could type it in the chat. Then there would be a link in the chat.
Good idea. Okay, so before I read that, and I'll add it to the description of the video. That's a great idea, Alex. Okay, so yeah, gprosperity.com/relationships. Dustin, did you want to?
Gali, that's correct.
Yeah. No, that's the past lives one.
No, sorry. 1 second. Here we go.
Perfect. There we go. You have it there. Excellent. Dustin, did you want to add anything?
I have nothing really that I feel I can add. This was amazing. I'm probably going to watch it another half dozen more times. It got very intense at times. I was like, some of it, and not just between me and Svenja, actually. I was expecting maybe, her and I, might have some, back and forth in this, but it really didn't. But Mayor's answers were like very really intense, but amazing and in a good way. Like I had relief just like from his answers, And so you never get out of it fully just by watching it once. I can't wait to watch it 2 or 3 more times.
Thank you.
100%. And while you're in it, it's also, by the way, like sometimes I'm in it, right? And then when I watch it again, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even. It's very new, so you'll enjoy it. And I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And Svenja.
You're muted.
No, we don't hear you. See if you can get it going. I'll read what William said quick. So, William, what if things have deteriorated so far? Spouse totally works against you. I haven't seen the child in 2 years. Is there a point where you just totally delete the former family? Isn't it better to just move on?
No, it's never better to move on. It's never better to move on. Why? Because if you have a broken relationship here that you did not handle, your next relationship will be as broken, if not more, because you didn't find the germ that caused the disease. So the germ that caused the disease is still there. You have to isolate the disease. You need to find where it's coming from, at least in order for the next relationship to not have it. The person that have a problem in one relationship have problems in many relationships. It's not only one. It's never one. Like when you find a mistake, it's never one mistake. You find a mistake, there are 20. So that's why, and there's always a way to fix it. Of course, sometimes one of the side don't want to fix it, and in that case, you at least can say, okay, fine, I understand. So let's handle it in such a way that the communication is not broken. Fine, we are not together, but let's handle the communication. So at least there's communication. So it's not broken, but we just decided not to be together. And especially if you have children, so the children are still in communication with you, of course. Okay, Gali? I think he's frozen. Okay, so Svenja, do you want to ask the question? Do you have any other questions?
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Oh, here we go. Finally. Okay. No, you answered everything again. Super simple. It was amazing. It's easy to apply if you keep on practicing it. I loved it all. I don't have any questions.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the participation, for the comments. Gali, you're frozen, but thank you. Svenja and Dustin, thank you for joining. We will see you in the next one. I think the next one is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
The one, because we're going to do a few of those interviews until Friday. And on Friday at 3 p.m. Cape Town time, we're going to have this amazing live seminar. It's 3 hours, but get ready for 3 hours of just boom, 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 boom. Things that will blow your mind, literally, like actually, physically blow your mind. You will see that you will not be the same. Here you are, Gali. I'm just saying goodbye to everyone. So that's all. And he is back again. Okay, Gali. So I'm just saying goodbye, and I thanked everyone. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The interview. We cannot hear you. You're muted. You're muted.
There we go. Okay, so tomorrow we're doing another interview at 9 p.m. So 9 p.m., which is 3 Eastern Standard. And on Thursday, we're doing one at 9 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. South African. It's all on our website. So we're having 2 more of these lives.
And what are the subjects about?
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.